Hey guys, remember me? Yeah, you remember. Hey dudes and girls, what's up? This is the Review Man here, and today I am reviewing the latest episode of South Park that just came on the other night called Members Only. We got a lot to cover and a short time to cover it in, so without further ado, let's get started. First of all, the member berries, they're going ahead with their plan to take over the whole, just to take over. And what they do with this is they go to this member berries club, and they do this plan, come up with this plan to move into the White House and take over the whole U.S. because they've already taken over. They're already taken over London, and but we'll get to that part later. We'll get to that part in a few minutes. They're already taken over London, and with them, they're pretty much known as nostalgic berries. Pretty much, they want to go back to the past and not to the future, to the good times. So yeah, we'll get to that in a few minutes. But without then also in this episode we had Mr. Garrison making his transformation to President Garrison, and what he does is he goes back to South Park and saying like all this obscene stuff like you need to give me a blowjob, and this, that, and the other thing, and death to the Mexicans, and all this other stuff. And pretty much he just wants somebody just to give him a nice blowjob because him becoming president, he gets a little dry. That's exactly what he said in this episode. I had to watch this episode twice in order to get the full effect. And if you remember in last episode, Cartman and Heidi, they said, oh, we gotta get to Mars. And so what they do is they go to this place called SpaceX. They get this tour of like all the Mars stuff, and Butters is talking to Heidi, saying that Cartman, women are super funny, and then you can see this transition that Cartman, because in the beginning of it he's like, oh, this is my girlfriend Heidi and all this other stuff, and he's going through the transition from going to super nice guy back to the jacket, to the pain in the butt Cartman usually is. And so, yeah, he's slowly making this transition. And with Butters there, because Butters, he always used to pick on Butters, and Butters is saying like all this stuff about different things, and Cartman is slowly making that transition back from new Cartman, the super nice weird Cartman that has a girlfriend, to the pain in the butt Cartman. And yeah, and so what they do is they go through this tour of SpaceX, which is building like all this stuff to take to Mars and all this other stuff, and saying all this stuff about how all you can, how they're doing like this whole travel tube and pizza pockets, and the Cartman said, dude, we totally have pizza pockets. They totally exist. And so he's, and people that are going to Mars is share a bunch of other people that just want to get off the planet because nobody's agreeing with what's going on the planet. And if you've been watching this season of South Park, you know what's going on. So yeah, um, okay, that takes care of that. And while they're doing the tour of the SpaceX, he said, Cartman said, "Hey, when can we go to Mars?" And he said, "Oh, we won't be able to go to Mars for at least another 8 to 10 years." And then Butters comes in and says, "Hold up, hold up, hold up. What if we can help you get to Mars a little bit faster? This is Heidi. She's super funny and she's super smart." And then the guy says, "How smart?" And while that's going on, Garrison is going to the Pentagon. He everybody's like, everybody's like, no, hold on, let me go. Let's catch up with Skank Hunt 42, or AKA Kyle's dad. He's being held captive, and he's saying to the Denmark government that you can't hold us here. What if people want to know where we are? And then the Danish government said, by all means, give him a call. And so what he does is he calls. Oh, what was that? And so what he. Sorry, I just had to check what time was that. And so what he does is he calls Ike, and he tells Ike just to go ahead and start trolling the internet. And Dildo Schwaggins, that's the name of the troll that started Gerald and all this. Dildo Schwaggins. And what is it? I lost my train of thought. And he said, Dildo Schwaggins says to Skank Hunt, I can't believe it. He's actually having his son troll for him. And then what he does is Gerald FaceTimes Ike and starts telling him to troll all this stuff on the school message boards and all this stuff. And while he's in the middle of typing all this stuff up, Sheila, Ike's mom, Gerald's wife, comes in and said, "You're Skank Hunt 40. You're Skank Hunt. You're causing all this stuff." And she puts Ike in timeout after she talks to Gerald, and Gerald is telling her he's a liar. He has no idea. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's telling a lie. And then he hands the phone back to and after he hangs up, he FaceTimes Ike again and said, "This is what you need. I need you to type one more thing in there." And then he's put in timeout, and Kyle comes home, and he said, "Ike, what's wrong? Why are you in trouble?" And Sheila says, "Don't mess with him. He's in trouble. He's in trouble." And he was the one doing the school message boards. And then Kyle thinks back to when Heidi was talking about the emoji analysis and saying that it's not a student, it's an adult. And then he's just thinking about what his mom said just a few seconds ago about he's in trouble. He was the one. And so what he does is he says, "Come on, Ike, we gotta go." And Sheila says, the episode ends with, what? Ike, Kyle, what? Because if you're familiar with the older episodes of South Park, that's what she says whenever. That's what Kyle's mom says whenever somebody does something she doesn't agree with. What? Okay, and back to that covers the Skank Hunt part. We covered what the member berries was doing. They was taking over the White House. And then we're gonna go back to Garrison at the Pentagon. They're doing all this stuff about how everybody's going crazy because of all this Trolls Trace stuff, and that's starting like this whole war. And that started like this whole war. And then England calls Mr. Garrison the Pentagon and said, "Don't eat the members." It's supposed to be member berries. "Don't eat the members. They're evil and they're bad." And Garrison said, "Members? You effing with me? You effing with me?" And then he hangs up. Then he said, How about I'll come over here. You come over here and you suck me off." And then the English government says, "Oh crap, they already ate the members." And so yeah, that was pretty much members only. Garrison goes back to South Park. He messes around with people a little bit. He totally changes into this whole Donald Trump persona. I mean, if you've seen the episode, if you haven't, what are you watching this video for? It's a review. Go watch it. And what are you watching this video for? Go watch it. It's probably on Hulu or probably on demand or something. Garrison gets the whole Trump makeover, and if you actually look up if you actually look up a picture of Garrison and Trump, put them side by side, it's uncanny. Goes back to South Park, makes an ass of himself, goes to the Pentagon. The whole war starts because of the whole troll trace. Garrison has no idea what to do. The member berries have taken over the White House, and Skank Hunt 42, Kyle's dad, is still locked in the vault in Denmark. Kyle and Ike have a plan. They go run off and try to save Kyle's dad, I believe. Eric Cartman's trying to get to space because he doesn't want Heidi to see his internet activity. And that's pretty much it. That's what happened in this entire episode of South Park. This episode was called Members Only. And I think there's like maybe 2 or 3 episodes left within this season. So without further ado, join me in the next episode when we find out what is going on with the member berries, why they're taking over the White House, and will Skink Hunt get out alive? What's Kyle's plan? What's Cartman's plan as he's slowly making that change back to old Cartman? And what is President Garrison gonna do? We'll find out in the next episode of South Park. I'm a little review man. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff, and I will see y'all guys in the next video. Have a good day.